CC family? I hope you're having a blessed day today. We're back on the realm. Well, we're back about to live stream the realm, and yeah, nothing crazy. This is gonna be like 2 days ago stream, so it's not gonna really be any hyperactive noises or anything. Just just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. I hope y'all have a blessed day though. Um, Let me actually move the mic a little bit down here and a little bit this way. There we go. Anyways, yeah. Today I've literally just been I went to the store. Moment I got back, cooked. After that, got straight to streaming.
Yo,
What's up, Nestor? Hope you're having a blessed day, man. Thank you so much for joining up my live stream today. I know last stream we almost finished the castle. I do want to see what progression we're on because I did forget. Um, Let me real quick get some fireworks. I hope you're having a blessed day, Nestor. So yeah, last time we just we was very close to finishing the tower. There we go. But not the tower, the castle. There we go. Let's just see what progression it's on right now. I don't know if Undetected worked on it or not. So I don't want to really call it finished yet. Yeah, okay. So we still gotta add the pillars to the side and then we should be fully done. At least with this castle here. I'm still think I might
I've
honestly
been
I
playing a
might
Minecraft version on Roblox since I don't have Minecraft.
we'll be playing a Minecraft version on Roblox since you don't got Minecraft. Um Ooh, okay. You know what? Honestly, that's reasonable, man. Low key, when I used to like not have the games like on the console, I used to go on Rec Room or Roblox and I used to look up the games to play it. And sometimes the games like the Roblox version of the game low key be like genuinely better than the real version. Like for example, Baldi's Basics. Like once you add that multiplayer aspect to Baldi's Basics or Hello Neighbor, it's legitimately way more fun than like the original version. I'm not gonna lie, I do be doing the same thing. Um. Okay, so Diorite, no. You know what's crazy? Last live stream, I don't know what about it. Let me think. Two live streams ago, I don't know what about two live streams ago. I think for the first time two live streams ago, I've genuinely like watched almost the entire thing of my own stream. I don't know what I found so interesting about my live stream like 2 days ago. I don't know if it was just me like talking, like being tired, or just feeling like I'm in my element or something. But two live streams ago was like legitimately one of the most peak live streams I've ever watched of myself. And not in the sense of not in the sense of it being the most entertaining thing to watch. No, it was entertaining. But it was not exciting. It wasn't hyperactive, you know? It was just me doing my own thing, and just not really caring about what was what I was doing. Just honestly me just like yapping, Hopefully, I can recreate that this live stream. You know, just the sense of me just talking, just not really caring about anything else, but just talking and building. All right, there we go. But yeah, going to that point, I do want to talk about a couple things that I feel like I need to talk about on the channel. knowing the fact that this channel is mostly about God, and like a good 60 or 70% of this channel is about God. So I'm probably gonna change the name, and I'm gonna start making a series of this realm, and I'm gonna make it so we have different subjects to talk about every time I get on this realm, and just me talking about it until I'm finished building something. I think that's what I'm probably gonna do. And with the first thing that I want to really talk about here is I don't really got it planned. I just kind of got it in my head. I want to talk about forgiveness, Like, I feel like a lot of people struggle with forgiving people. And, it's a really hard thing to do. Definitely when somebody, you know, hurts you in a certain type of way. And you feel like it will be justice or righteous to, go eye for eye or go back and forth with certain things. Which in reality, when we do that, we're showing hate instead of love, and we're showing vengeance instead of righteousness, which is not something a Christian should be doing. We should always try our best to strive for love and move away from any devil temptations that come knocking at our door. It's just something that a lot of people struggle with, and I even struggle with it too. But one way I always counteract, unforgiveness or choosing vengeance over righteousness, vengeance over justice, is simply by reminding myself, what is my mission here? Why am I choosing vengeance over righteousness? Why, despite me falling a lot of times, do I expect somebody else to be perfect? And when I kind of remind myself of those things, it kind of makes it so where it's like I'm not as angry anymore, or maybe I'm still angry, but I'm more understanding that there's gonna be a lot of times where people are not gonna see eye to eye with you, and there's gonna be a lot of times where you feel like you're in the right. Maybe you may be in the right or not in the right, but you let your anger lead you astray, and let your anger build up and lead you to sinfulness, which the Bible constantly tells you, don't let your anger lead you into sinning. Don't let somebody else getting you angry lead you into like the wrong place. And honestly, a lot of people, like even now, if you like look around you, there's a lot of people who's controlled by anger and controlled by unforgiveness, and people who's not willing to go to God because they are genuinely hurt by what their parents did, maybe their friends did, maybe somebody who's acquainted to them, or somebody who's the enemy. They're hurt by the things that they've done to them, so they just take it out on everybody, or they release it in the wrong type of way. And it sucks, because a lot of people who does do that, they have a lot of potential to do something good, and it's just the devil poking at them, getting them angry, you know, leading them to be somebody who's very far away from God because they chose a path of anger than one of forgiveness or understanding of any type. And we have to legitimately just kind of wake ourselves up. There's a saying in the Bible, wake up. I forgot the full saying. I know I said this saying, didn't quote the whole saying, but the saying is literally wake up. You know, wake up from anger, wake up from the devil's dream. The devil will get you into a fantasy where you believe you are right because you're going eye for an eye, or you're right because you're causing someone else pain because they got you angry. The devil will always try to get you into like a place where you're just angry at somebody. And the more you fall into it, the more the devil is gonna keep going at you over and over again until it feels like you're in a constant loop. Until it feels like, dang, why am I being targeted? Why does it feel like my days are repeating? Until it gets to a point where your heart is just so cold that you can't forgive nobody of anything, even the small things in life. You know, one day it's you not forgiving somebody because they hit you. The next day it's something petty like not forgiving somebody because they left juice out for a little too long. You know what I'm saying? The more you entertain sin, the bigger it grows. That's why making sure you forgive anybody of something small is very important. Because once you choose not to forgive somebody of something small or forgive somebody of something big, it's just going to simply spread and it's going to turn into more sin until you're just so far away from God that your heart can no longer go back there. The worst sin of them all, blaspheming of the Holy Spirit, which I don't know if there's a lot of people on my channel who knows about that. But if there is, yeah, I know how bad that sin is, blaspheming of the Holy Spirit. The one sin that is physically impossible to forgive, physically or like logically impossible for God to forgive. A life of your heart being cold to God and purposely going against what God is saying, even though you understand that God is there. You choose to go in your own way because of pride or anger or something, and it ruins it. It ruins your life. You know, I did also say reminded me of the grace God gives me, helps me out with anger, but sometimes when that doesn't work, it does take a couple of days, but there's are other things you could also do to, get that anger out and just focus on what you're here for, your purpose and what you want to do in life. You know, focus focus on the fact that I'm a well, not me, but look at yourself and just focus on the fact that you yourself are a sinner and you're no better than anybody. You know, at least I like to say I'm no better than anybody because I understand I might shame somebody for committed a different sin than I, but I don't believe I'm personally better than that person. And I'm gonna forgive them because I understand if I was in their position, I would want to be forgiven by them too. Or just even going out of your way to do certain things you usually wouldn't do to somebody that you love. I mean, somebody that you hate is also a good way to just kind of practice forgiveness because it's teaching your body, hey, even though I'm angry at this person, I'm not gonna rob them of just their happiness. I'm not gonna try to pay them back, even if my heart is not in that right direction. And it's something that you kind of gotta teach yourself, or the devil can just pop up at any moment and just ruin your whole day, or The devil could pop up at any moment and just like destroy everything that you've been working hard for. Destroy the breakthrough, destroy that moment in your life that could have been better if you didn't fall to anger, or that moment in your life that could have been better if you just chose forgiveness over wrath, over self-righteousness. That's why the Bible a lot calls us to it straight up calls us to just forgive. It calls us to forgive the people who done terrible things to us. What's up, Dominic Jones? I hope you're having a blessed day, man. Thank you so much for joining up.
I'll be back.
Hey, welcome back, Dominic Jones. I'm happy you're back in my stream, dog. I hope you're having a blessed day, man. Okay, so that's 2121. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, Dominic Jones, right now, I'm just kind of talking about forgiveness. I don't know if you got any problems with it or if it affects your life at all. But if it does, feel free to type it in the comments.
CC.
Yeah, it's been a long time no see, man. I'm happy you're back in my streams, dog. It's been a very long time, man. And I'm glad you've been working on yourself. I'm assuming you have been. Boom. 2-1, and then this one should be 2. There we go. Ooh, I should do the same thing over here too. So yeah, the most it's very important that we remind ourselves to just forgive and just move away and refrain from anger. Even when you feel like you're in the right.
Ty bro.
Or even if you are
spreading
in
the gospel in a transgender stream.
I'm not transgender. Although the Bible don't support don't say transgender is okay. Though I don't say or I don't believe changing your gender is okay. We do love people. Christians should love them. Even though loving somebody doesn't mean you agree with every single thing
No, I was
that they
spreading
do.
the gospel in a transgender stream.
Oh, that's really good. That's like the highest form of love that you can do, Dominic Jones. A lot of people don't understand. There's not going to be a single person in your entire life that is going to agree with everything you say. But love is not scared, If you're scared to tell somebody that they could be going... Alright, Dominic Jones. If you're scared to tell somebody that they're doing something wrong and you claim to love them, your love is really fragile. You should, of course, certain situations call for certain things. But if you can talk and you see somebody who you love is doing something bad, you should always tell them. That's what the Bible calls us to do. We should point out to somebody who is sinning. You shouldn't just walk away and be like, that's their own problem. Not once have Jesus ever done that. And neither does the Bible tells us to ignore sin. The Bible says how important, how bad sin is. And how we should, if we love somebody in a loving way, don't do it in a way that, is out of anger or just out of frustration or anything. Do it in a way that's loving. Tell somebody, hey, look, I love you. I'm not doing this to, put you down or anything. I'm not doing this to make you feel like, you're beneath me or anything, because we're all sinners and we all deserve to die. But I'm doing this because I want to see the best for you. And if I sin, I would like for you to point it out to me so that we can grow together. And we can grow together in Christ. And not even just in Christ, in our relationship. Which is always very important. We may never agree on everything. There's not a single person on this earth that agrees with everything. But if y'all can agree on one thing, that is, I want to be there for you and I want to tell you what you're doing wrong and I want you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. That is the best relationship you can
I
ever
lost
have.
my house after mining.
Also, welcome back, Dominic Jones. You lost your house after mining? Nestor, where are you right now, Nestor? If you want, you can live with me in the castle. I got four house spaces you can live in. But
Preach CC.
yeah. Yeah, I am preaching. You know, I notice my streams are like more entertaining when I actually preach. I don't know if I got a skill for it or not, but I noticed it is. I was actually,
I'm
I was
playing on the
just saying this
Roblox
like
version.
a couple minutes ago. I actually, for the first time, watched my own stream because how entertaining it was when I was preaching, and I genuinely, you know, I was like, okay, today is gonna be a day where I preach again because I actually liked it when I preached last time. I was able to watch like an hour long stream that I posted. Which, if y'all know me, I don't really watch my own
1,000,000%
streams. I don't,
entertainment CC.
you know, and it's something I should definitely work on watching my own streams to see what I could do better. But it's like I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't really got that much time to do it anymore. You know, it's like either that, watch something entertaining, or just watch my own stream to become better. And I already know what I'm usually gonna choose. But yeah. Back to the subject. I do believe the Bible, anything that you do, don't forget the most important command is out of love. But also don't forget to never ignore sin. Point out to somebody that you love. If you see them sinning, point out to them that they're sinning in a loving way. Or try your best to do it in a loving way so that they can understand and work on themselves. And also ask somebody who you can trust to point out the sins that you're doing too. So it's not just a one-way thing, you know? Remember, the best relationships you can ever have is one that is holy. And God tells us to point out the things that we do against each other. Point out the sin that we do against each other. And if you feel like somebody is doing it in a way where it's like I'm over you and and I'm beneath you or something like that, you know, try your best to communicate that to them, you know. Ooh, what's this? Like, even, you know what's crazy? A lot of people forget a lot of things that is very important, like communication. You know, a lot of people want to get closer to God,
Hi
but
crazy, how are you? Hope
they
you're
do
having a
prayers
blessed
instead of just talking
I
to
found
God.
3 biomes.
Undetected. Hi, crazy. How you doing? I hope hey, I'm having a blessed day, Undetected. Hope you're having a blessed day too, dog. But yeah, what I mean by that is people want to get closer to God, but they're not willing to be humble. You know, people want to get closer to God, but they're trying to hide their sins. They're trying to justify their sins. People want to get closer to God, but they're not trying to pray with honesty. They're not trying to have a conversation with God. You know? And if you're one of those people, you know, even I was and sometimes still is one of those people who pray to God and it's just not humble, or pray to God and, you know, don't talk to God. If your connection with God is ever struggling, look at your life. See what part of your life is struggling with sin. What is making you feel like God is distant, even though in reality God is not distant? God sees every single point of history at every moment. God sees every single person's life perspective at every moment. God is not refined to a space. God is not refined to a body or a torso. So why do you feel that God is far away from you? What sin is leading you to feel that way? Or maybe not even sin. What denial is making you feel that way? What pride is making you feel that way? What habit is making you feel that way? Because there's always an explanation of why you feel this a certain type of way. Did you talk to God? Did you talk to God? And what I mean by talking is, I'm not talking about just, being on your knees and praying. I'm talking about talking to God. Did you genuinely have a conversation with God while lying down on your bed, like Psalms tell you to do? Did you? Did you close the door and took time out of your day to talk to God? You know, have you have you tried removing certain sins or focus on certain sins or forgiving that one person to try to get closer to God? Those are the things I would think about personally. And advice I would personally give if you feel far away from God, or if you feel like God is not hearing what you're saying. Firstly, remember that God is always near you. God always hears you. He's not refined to a torso. He's not refined to a place or thing because he doesn't got a physical body. Number two, look for a sin. If you got sin in your life and you're still trying to justify your sin, or you're trying to justify something, or just living in sin on purpose, that might be another reason why you feel like God is not with you. And number three, look at your mindset. Look at what you're doing, look at your hobbies, and look at your patterns. When you look at your hobbies and patterns, a lot of it in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense of why you feel far away from God. What shows are you watching instead of praying to God? What sins do you have as idols? Are you still lusting? Are you still prideful? Just look at those things, And also, remember that relationship takes time. God already loves you. But building like, how do I put it? Building up any relationship, God already loves you, regardless of what you do unconditionally. But also realize that building a relationship with God, it takes time. You're not going to be perfect. You're not perfect. Neither would you ever be perfect without Christ. But when you are transitioning from being a sinner to being somebody who doesn't live in sin anymore, it takes a lot of time. It takes years. And you know what? Some people, it might take a moment for them. But for the most, it takes a long time. And a lot of hours of being humble and studying and practicing certain things that usually people wouldn't do. The best analogy for Christianity. All right, Dominic, thank you so much for joining, dog. The best analogy that I've seen for Christianity is the one about climbing a mountain, right? Because in a relationship, at least in a good relationship, in most good relationships, what is the first thing that happens? Or what is the first thing you do when hiking a mountain? You firstly got to find the mountain you want to hike. And you got to do research on that mountain before hiking. Or else you have a high chance of just losing everything. Or just getting swept away in like a snowstorm or whatever. Or is it called an avalanche? I don't know. What is it called when snow falls from a mountain? I don't really know. But I know the first thing you do before hitchhiking is doing your research on the place. Just like in a relationship with God. Do research on God.
Yo, bro.
Next. Oh, what's up, too, Mom? I hope you're having a blessed day, man. Thank you so much for joining.
Careful. I love it when I live.
I appreciate it, Dominic Jones. Wait, careful. What did I do? You okay? But yeah, you know, I hope y'all kind of get what I'm saying about the analogy while hiking the mountains. That is personally one of my favorite analogies because hiking a mountain is a lot like Christianity. And Christianity is just building your relationship with God. You know, low key, the people with the best relationship advice might be the people who like genuinely have a huge relationship with God. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to use scaffolding here. Wait, nuke bot? No, no nuke bot. Okay, I'm just trying, man. I'm just chilling, dog. I am terraforming my mountain now, by the way. You know, I know it's pretty obvious, but I just wanted to get that out there, you know. This is technically my first time ever terraforming, like a big terrain by myself. And it's like, it's so weird, man. I usually don't terraform big pieces of land like this. First, I'm gonna start off with the pathway up. Then I'm gonna start the sides of the mountain and make it look better. But yeah, I usually don't do this, and it hold on, let me see how it looks right now. It's not bad, you know. It's kind of like a staircase. I might make it a little bit longer at the bottom. Oh, what's up, Miniphobia? I hope you're having a blessed day, man. Thank you so much for joining. Um, Let me see your text message real quick. By the way, this realm is joinable. You know, it's a builder realm if you want to join up. Yeah, this look good. You know, you don't gotta join up. You can always chill in the stream. Of course, you know. Your realm will be nuke if you don't listen to me. What's up, Womp? Oh, what's the code? I got you, man. Oh, Sean.
Did you build all that in survival?
Yeah, I built it all in survival. It did. This is my fifth stream, you know, of me just like building and, you know, talking about God and stuff. That's all I really do. You know, just talk about God, build on this realm, and even just chat with y'all a lot. And I have a lot of fun doing it. Um, this is my first time terraforming, so it's probably not gonna look the best. But I am trying my best here, so please don't make fun of me too much. You know, understand this is my first time actually terraforming by myself with no not in well no what's it called again? Things for it? No references or nothing.
Realm code
There we go.
TCPBHZ.
Well, I'm gonna finish the staircase, but the staircase is looking good from far away. I am gonna make the sides of the, okay. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna make like a big rock here and a big rock on the other side, and make the snow blend into it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It looks good right now, honestly. I still gotta do the back towers, but I think terraforming this land is gonna be more important right now than doing the back tower.
I got to eat dinner. I'll be back.
Oh, that's okay, Dominic Jones, man. Hey, don't forget to pray before you eat, and I hope you have a blessed day, man. But yeah. Another thing I feel like, wait, let me think. Another thing I should talk about is I don't want to be hypocritical, so I gotta be careful what I talk about, because I don't want to be hypocritical here. You know, there's a lot of things that I still do that I talk about in my streams. You know, I still fall into lust. I still, you know, am very prideful a lot of the time. Well, now recently I've been fixing up my act. You know, I haven't been getting angry over over certain things.